This week on the scene, Andrew Judah and Brian Zink.
Twitch and shake for heaven's sake. I know you know, but you're not sorry. I know you're out there and you're waiting just like me. Bend and break, we're all so fake. I know you know, but you're not sorry. Take some more, but we're not sorry. I know you're listening, but you still aren't hearing me.
Andrew Judah is a singer, songwriter, and multi-instrumentalist. He describes his music as progressive Baroque pop with an experimental edge. Since 2011, he has released several EPs and 3 full-length albums. He is also currently scoring several independent films and has had his music placed on various television advertisements.
I actually prefer the recording side of things. I really do like playing live, but I love writing new songs and recording new songs, especially the recording part of it, like just coming up with different parts and different sounds and experimenting with different recording techniques. I'm a big fan of albums as an art form, complete albums from start to finish. And I don't feel like a lot of people are really committing to that anymore. A lot of bands are releasing 2 or 3 song EPs and kind of giving them out for free, and it's sort of this, it feels like a very temporary sort of a fix. There's a lot of the music that I grew up listening to is like the Beatles, Pink Floyd, you know, long form albums that are meant to be experienced as a whole. So I'm really into that kind of thing. I started off with kind of a more acoustic, kind of folk-influenced record that I recorded at my parents' house when I was younger. And then my next record was a little bit more a little bit more experimental, but still with the folk and pop influences. I started getting a little bit more of an edge to it. And then I played everything myself on that one too, so I was pretty proud of that. And then the next one just came out called Monster. I also played everything myself except for the drums. I have my brother-in-law, Paul, playing the drums on that. And that really added an extra edge to it because he's quite an aggressive drummer. I'm influenced equally by folk music and rock music and even film music, especially. I love film music. I listen to a lot of film soundtracks and things like that. So that's in there too, just that kind of melody writing.
They don't know, but I do. They don't see inside you. What you do scares me to death. I belong to you. Once I tried to hide you, 'cause they would not abide you. What you do scares me to death. I belong to you.
Music is definitely a hard thing to categorize, especially these days, because so many artists are taking things from all elements. But I think most people would categorize what I'm doing currently sitting within the kind of folk, pop, and with a bit of an experimental edge to it. Yeah, I mean, kind of like, I've heard it called Baroque pop. It's sort of, similar to like what the Beatles were doing in the Sgt. Pepper era, but a little bit less. It's not quite classic rock, but it has that sort of instrumentation to it, I think. I love the fact that film music is often quite textural, rather than having a traditional pop structure or anything like that. It's more about the emotion that comes across with the sounds that you hear and the way that they come out of the speakers. They kind of suggest a certain mood. Without necessarily having a whole bunch of movement like a pop song might have. It's a lot more patient, and I'm definitely influenced by that. I just love sound and interesting textures, and I think that's why I like recording so much. Usually one of the big challenges of finishing an album is bringing it together stylistically, kind of trying to make everything you've done feel cohesive in some way, even if the songs sort of are quite different from each other. This last album, I had my brother-in-law Paul playing the drums on it. He's a great drummer, and that added a lot. My new live band has 2 other guys in it. I've got Zach playing the drums and Jonathan playing the bass. And I've had, a lot of different live bands before, different setups. So it's just whatever the songs require to get them across live. I think changes are healthy. I hope I don't repeat myself. I definitely don't want to make the same thing twice. So the next thing, I'm not exactly sure what it'll be, but it'll definitely be different.
Run away, and I will follow you. Night or day. So you will do what you do. When you do, I will remain unmoved. Run away. I've got the keys to the place you call home, and while you're sleeping, you'll never know. Watch as you're dreaming, you think that you are alone, but I am here for you. Run away. I've got the keys to the place you call home, and while you're sleeping, you'll never know. Watch as you're dreaming, you think that you are alone, but I am here for you. Run away. Na 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 na. Run away. Catch yourself before you cry out. Catch yourself before you cry out. Catch yourself before you cry. Cry out for love. And catch yourself before you fall out. Catch yourself before you fall out. Catch yourself before you fall out of love. 'Cause it'll set you right back you started. Broken hearted, searching for an escape. Right right back, right to where it started. Among the garden of hearts left broken and scarred, yeah. Get yourself before you fall out. Get yourself before you fall out. Get yourself before you fall out of love. Patch up yourself before you cash out. Patch up yourself before you cash out. Patch up yourself before you cash out your love. 'Cause it'll set you right back, you started. Broken hearted, searching for an escape. Right back, right to where it started. Among the garden of hearts left broken and scarred, yeah. Trust in your ears and the knowledge you have gained to erase your fears about how love is always pain. Start a new chapter for the one that you are after. Rather than before, you won't always need more. In time, you'll begin to see deeper within. All the jealousy and lust will begin to cave in. And rather than before, your love will be more than ever.
Brian Zink is a young singer-songwriter who is also on his way to becoming a licensed massage therapist. He comes from a very musical family. He started taking guitar lessons at 9 years old, and as a teenager he joined a punk band. Now, at only 19 years old, he admits that his style is still growing and evolving, but he describes his current sound as coffee shop.
Broken heart finally got it.
When I look back now to when I started, I definitely have seen a large amount of improvement, but when I see other musicians and hear live performances, I still think to myself that I have so much to learn, because it's ever growing. It's a living, breathing artwork. My favorite artist by far has got to be City and Colour, and when I say that, everyone's like, okay, yeah, I can hear that. City and Colour, Mumford and Sons. I started out in a punk band, so a lot of punk artists influenced my strumming capabilities, just the patterns and speed at which I can strum. So Blink-182, Rise Against, NoFX, and I like John Mayer, Jason Mraz, Dan Kroll, Dan Mangan. There's a whole array of artists that I like to pick and choose from. I would say that I am a coffee shop sound. I don't really know how else to explain it besides that, because I do some newer kind of hip-hop songs, but I turn them acoustic. I do older, I do my own sort of like, sometimes it's bluesy, sometimes it's more folky. My favorite thing is when I'm playing outside and kids, like to adults, what I'm doing is nothing out of the ordinary. I'll play behind my head just for extra coin because I can. So the kids are just like holding on to their parents. They're like, whoa, like nuts. And then the parents are like, come on, we gotta go. We got stuff to do. But the kids are just entranced. So that's what I like to take from it, the smiles. And then recording, it's really rewarding when you have the full song done and you can then put it out to people and they're like, wow. And they really enjoy what you've done, and then you can work from there.
Rays of light bask down and fall to the earth around. the sound of wind crashing about. We fall to the earth around. Summertime, the time is now to grab the ones you love. The sun above us calls out aloud. Our time, our time, our time is now. Our time, our time, our time is now. Weather may sway and bow at the rays of nature's brow, but fires still rage now. In our hearts they won't wither out. The time, our time is now to grab the ones you love. The sun above us calls out aloud. Our time, our time, our time is now. Our time, our time, our time is now. Though it seems to boast, the tide must recede to us. The moon, a graceful ghost, traverses the night sky slows. Summertime, the time is now to grab the ones you love. The sun above us calls out loud. Our time, our time, our time is.
I'm training to be a registered massage therapist, and it's the business itself. You have to tailor it quite specifically. You can't really go out of bounds with how you practice. But I thought a simple way to integrate my music would just be to lay down like one continuous song that would change and develop as the massage treatment goes along. So I would meet the client, assess their needs, figure out what they want out of the treatment, ask them if they'd like this incorporated as an extra charge, of course, and then have their own CD of their own full song, which would be kind of like an album length, because treatments generally go from a half hour to an hour. It would be roughly that amount of time, and it would be a continuously different song, and it would grow.
Have you tried both?
I've definitely recorded and done a fair bit of live performances. I'm a perfectionist when it comes to how I hit notes, and it really irks me every time I hear a song. Like, I might record myself playing live and I hear a song and I hear the same fault every once in a while, and it's just like, I could have done this, I could have done that, come on, you've done it before. But then with the recording studio, then it's like every time you record something, it's like, no, I want it better, I want it better. We can add something here and we can add something there. So there's lots to take from both experiences. Live, definitely the atmosphere of wherever you're playing, the people's reactions. I used to write songs from 5 minutes. It would take me about 5 minutes to upwards of 2 hours, and I'd get a solid song down, and it would come from experiences I had that day. Perhaps I'm feeling quite down on the weather, and I don't know how to put my words out, so I'd start with like just a simple guitar riff, and then write down some words, and then more to the guitar riff, or redo the guitar riff until I have more words, lay down some chords, and then eventually I'd have a verse, a chorus, pre-chorus, bridge, and a whole song. And it can come from many different aspects of life. Meeting new friends, meeting new people will definitely give me some inspiration, but currently I'm in a standstill for just having to study so much. I haven't had the amount of time that I used to have for my music.
Running from fears and hiding my pain. I look to the sky and know it's in vain. Is there anyone above? Is there anyone below? In the end, do we all just come and go? The edge of no return is where you'll find me. Weeping at what my life has come to be. I have no one to help me fix the man that I become. Feeling so blue and out of steam. My parents gave up, all I got is a dream. Make it big, make 'em proud, make 'em smile. Even if it's only for a while. But I just can't seem to do anything right. My eyes are wet, so I'll just shut them tight. Release my tears, I can count upon. Unlike my fathers who always were gone. Like my father who always were gone.
For more information on this week's artists, you can find them on the web.
Keys to the place you call home, and while you're sleeping, you'll never know. Watch as you're dreaming of the brokenness of your soul. And wherever you will turn, trust in me in turn. I will always be by your